The Indiana Fever made changes to their team during the offseason by adding Brianna Turner, a forward who has been selected to the WNBA All-Defensive Team twice. Turner is the newest member to join a team lineup that includes 5 All-Stars and the 2 most recent Rookies of the Year in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. The addition of Turner continues the Fever's strategy of bringing in veteran players with playoff experience during the offseason. Indiana has already brought on board Natasha Howard, a 3-time champion and 2-time All-Star, as well as Dewana Bonner, a 2-time champion and 6-time All-Star, ahead of the upcoming season. Indiana is confident that the new players will boost the team's chances of competing for a championship following a long playoff drought. Last season, the Fever were eliminated in the first round of the playoffs by the Connecticut Sun. Turner expressed her excitement about joining the Fever and striving for a title in a statement. She was attracted to the team's dedication to supporting women and creating a positive environment for success. The front office and coaching staff have put together a talented roster that Turner is eager to be a part of and develop alongside throughout the season. Atlanta chose Turner as the 11th pick in the 2019 draft and later sent her to Phoenix. Turner, a graduate of Notre Dame, began her WNBA career with the Mercury, where she received the All-Rookie Award in 2019. In both 2020 and 2021, she was named to the league's All-Defensive Team for her exceptional performance in blocking shots. Last season, Turner was on the Chicago Sky team, where she played the least amount of minutes in her professional career and had the lowest averages of 1.2 points, 2.0 rebounds, and 0.5 blocks. Indiana has faith that the 6'3" player known for blocking shots could experience a rebound in performance this season. Turner's typical statistics throughout his career include 4.6 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 1.2 blocks per game. General Manager Amber Cox praised Brianna for her contribution to the team, highlighting her impressive shot blocking and rebounding skills. According to Cox, Brianna's basketball knowledge is exceptional. She plays at a fast pace, and her veteran presence is valuable on and off the court. In 2018, Turner played a key role in guiding the Fighting Irish to their second NCAA title. She is set to join forces once again with her former teammate Sophie Cunningham, bringing their chemistry to the Fever after a multi-team trade. Indiana has also added guard Sydney Colson to their roster, who brings experience from her time in Las Vegas, where she contributed to 2 championship victories in the last 3 seasons. In recent years, the WNBA has experienced a surge in popularity within the sports industry, thanks to the emergence of talented new players who have successfully made the transition from college to the professional level. This has highlighted the significant differences in pay between WNBA players and their NBA counterparts. During a recent conversation with ESPN, Aaron Kane, the agent of Indiana Fever's Caitlin Clark, mentioned that the emerging talent might never receive proper compensation for her actual value. Kane expressed doubt that Caitlin Clark will ever receive fair compensation from the WNBA for her value to the league. He believes it is unlikely to happen. She is a valuable member of a bigger group of players who deserve higher salaries. Her contributions on and off the court should be acknowledged. It's a matter of fairness. Clark is starting her second season with the Fever this May, having achieved records and awards in her first year. Along with other talented rookies in 2024, she played a key role in boosting viewership and attendance for the WNBA, making it a successful season. According to a recent article in the Indianapolis Star, featuring an economist from Indiana University Columbus, Clark contributed $36 million to the economy of Indianapolis and accounted for nearly a quarter of the league's economic operations in the 2024 season, covering aspects like sales of merchandise, attendance, and television revenue. As per her Hoops stats, Clark is projected to earn $78,000 for the 2025 season, constituting 5.3% of the team's total payroll of $1,475,750, not including those with training camp contracts as of February. 17. According to the current collective bargaining agreement, the league's salary cap stands at $1,507,100. WNBA players' salaries are negotiated together and vary from around $64,154 to $241,984 for those on a super maximum contract. Last October, the Women's National Basketball Players Association, WNBPA, decided to end its current agreement, which could result in a halt in work if a new deal is not made by the conclusion of the 2025 season. The union explained that players are looking for a new financial structure that recognizes their worth, including increased pay. Kane emphasized the priority of ensuring fair compensation for WNBA players. He expressed optimism for successful negotiations and significant progress in the upcoming CBA discussions. The WNBA made headlines last year when it sealed an 11-year media rights agreement worth approximately $2.2 billion, translating to $200 million annually. This figure is a substantial increase from the $60 million the league is presently receiving. Following the negotiation of this deal, which was spearheaded by the NBA, the majority stakeholder in the WNBPA Executive Director Terry Jackson expressed her belief in July that the league is not receiving the recognition it deserves given its current value and future prospects. Kane believes that the WNBA should break away from the NBA because he feels that the NBA prioritizes its own interests over those of the WNBA. He wants women's basketball to have the freedom to make decisions that benefit them without being influenced by the NBA. As talks heat up around the upcoming CBA, it will be an important issue to monitor as the league reaches its 28th season. The Indiana Fever caused a stir in the offseason by bringing in Stephanie White as their new head coach. Shortly after, the team made a trade acquiring guard Sophie Cunningham in a 3-team transaction. In this deal, the numbered 2 pick in 2020, Sato Sabali, was sent to the Phoenix Mercury from the Dallas Wings. The Dallas Wings also received point guard Ty Harris and acquired the rights to Micaiah, Kiki, Herbert Harrigan from Phoenix, and Nalissa Smith from the Fever. Indiana also gave Dallas the 8th pick in the current year's draft. In return, Indiana received Cunningham and the number 19 pick in the draft. Cunningham expressed her eagerness to support the person upstairs, as she admires her grace under pressure and thinks of her as a great human. She looks forward to being involved in something significant like this. White had a similar opinion about the new star player as well. The Indiana Fever made a strong move by signing Brianna Turner, a talented forward known for her defensive skills, on Tuesday. Turner has been named to the WNBA All-Defensive Team twice. Turner is now part of a Fever team filled with talent, alongside Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. The Fever have been busy in the offseason, adding experienced players with playoff experience to their roster. This approach is evident in their recent acquisitions of Natasha Howard and Dawana Bonner, both of whom have won 3 WNBA championships. Indiana also brought in guard Sydney Colson, a 2-time champion who excelled with the Las Vegas Aces. After making the playoffs for the first time in 7 years, only to be swept in the first round by the Connecticut Sun, the team is determined to become a championship contender. Fever P made some significant moves in the offseason, most notably the acquisition of Turner. Turner is excited to be a part of the Fever organization, recognizing their dedication to empowering women and creating an environment conducive to success. She looks forward to being a part of the dynamic roster put together by the front office and coaching staff, and is eager to learn and grow throughout the season. Turner originally entered the WNBA in 2019, when she was drafted by Atlanta and later traded to the Phoenix Mercury. Despite a decrease in playing time during her time with the Chicago Sky, Turner has maintained solid career averages of 4.6 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 1.2 blocks per game. Amber Cox, the general manager of the Fever, stated that Brianna enhances our post-rotation with her impressive shot blocking and rebounding skills. Cox also mentioned that Brianna has a high basketball intelligence, plays at a fast pace, and provides valuable veteran leadership for the team. During the offseason, the Fever also added Turner's ex-teammate from the Phoenix Mercury, Sophie Cunningham. Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark, who forms an energetic backcourt duo, were also brought back by Indiana. With Clark's growth in mind, the team seems ready to progress together. As the first pick in the WNBA draft, Caitlin Clark made a big impact by setting multiple league records and becoming an all-star point guard for the Indiana Fever. The player who was chosen as the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year, with almost all votes, seamlessly transitioned from college to professional basketball. Although she adjusted well overall, there were undoubtedly some challenges she faced in her initial WNBA matches. Clark had to adapt to a higher level of physical competition in her first season playing in the WNBA, as she faced hard tackles from experienced players. As the season progressed, Clark worked on building her strength to handle the physical demands of the game.